Imagine this. You have all the ingredients to make bread. The flour, the water, the yeast. But instead of letting the dough rise, you put it straight into the oven. You'll still get bread, but not that bread. Now here's the question no one really asks. Why do we treat intimacy the same way? If you've ever skipped foreplay and thought, it's fine, it still works, this video is for you. Because yes, it works, but you're losing far more than you think. And before we go any further, if conversations like this make you curious, hit subscribe. This channel is about understanding why things work, especially the things no one really explains. Most people think foreplay is just a warm-up. It's not. From a neuroscience perspective, foreplay is what teaches the brain how to feel pleasure. When anticipation builds slowly, your brain releases dopamine in a controlled, rising pattern. That's motivation, desire, focus. At the same time, oxytocin begins to increase, the hormone responsible for trust, bonding, and emotional safety. This matters more than people realize, because without foreplay, the brain doesn't fully switch modes. It stays partially in task mode instead of entering connection mode. And here's something most people don't know. The body often follows the brain, not the other way around. So if the brain isn't ready, the body just shows up halfway. Let's talk about what actually gets lost. First, connection. Foreplay is where emotional attunement happens. It's where you read each other. Breathing changes, micro-reactions, subtle signals. Skip that, and intimacy becomes mechanical instead of mutual. Second, body knowledge. Foreplay is exploration. It's how you discover responses you didn't even know existed, zones that don't respond to urgency, but to patience. And third, depth of pleasure. For women especially, foreplay activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the state where the body feels safe enough to fully open and receive. Without it, arousal may happen, but surrender doesn't. For men, foreplay regulates arousal. It prevents the nervous system from jumping straight to release, allowing sensation to spread instead of rush. In short, you're not just skipping steps, you're compressing the entire experience. Quick pause. If any of this is making you rethink things, drop a comment. What's something you were never told about intimacy that surprised you? And if you're enjoying this, subscribe. These conversations are only getting deeper. Skipping foreplay doesn't just reduce pleasure, sometimes it creates discomfort. Physically, the body may not be fully prepared, leading to tension, dryness, sensitivity, or even pain. Psychologically, it can create disconnection, feeling unseen, rushed, or emotionally absent. Over time, this teaches the brain an unhelpful association. Intimacy becomes something to get through, instead of something to sink into. And once that pattern forms, desire doesn't disappear, it just goes quiet. Here's the shift most people need to make. Foreplay doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts earlier. It might be a message during the day, a tone of voice, a whisper that activates imagination instead of urgency. Foreplay is psychological before it's physical. It tells the brain, you're safe, you're wanted, and you're not being rushed. That's when the real chemistry happens.
So, yes, you can skip foreplay. Just like you can bake bread without letting the dough rise. But if you want depth, connection, and pleasure that actually lasts, foreplay isn't optional. It's the craft. Intimacy isn't about getting there fast. It's about knowing how to get there well. If this resonated, leave your perspective in the comments. And if you're still here, subscribe, because understanding how intimacy works changes everything. See you in the next one.